Hello viewers and welcome back. Today I got here the Honda Pioneer 1000 and I'm going to be installing the windshield wiper kit. So let's get to it. Here's everything that comes in the kit. We got our tank and bracket, our bracket and wiper motor, our wiper, a little bit of hardware, our harness, and the windshield washer tube. If you'd like the paper instructions, scan the QR code here or go to the website and you can print the instructions. For this accessory to work, you'll have to have the fuse box installed. If you do not have it installed, click the link in the top corner and then come back to this video. First, I'm going to attach the washer fluid tank to the bracket using these hex head bolts, a washer, and a 10mm nut. From inside the vehicle, I'm going to remove this panel here and these two 12mm bolts. Be careful when you're taking out these 12mm bolts. There's a little plate here with the mounted nut. It'll fall off and hit the skid plate if you're not paying attention. Now I'm going to put the tank in place and mount it with 12mm bolts. Before I put the tank in place, I'm going to remove that 10mm bolt right there. Now I can drop the tank into place and reuse the 12mm bolts to secure it down. I'm going to replace the 10mm with this one here I have laying around the shop. And just like that, our tank is installed. Let's move on to the next step. Next, I'm going to remove these two screws here on the top of the motor and use them to secure this plate down. If your windshield does not have all three holes, you'll need to use the template to drill out the third hole. I've gone ahead and pushed out the three plugs. 1, 2, 3. Just use a screwdriver and push them out from the inside to the outside. For my setup today, I'm going to drop on a small cupped washer, a plastic washer, a small spacer, a large cupped plastic washer, and a rubber washer. Now we can slide this onto the window. I'm going to install the motor on the inside of the machine. From the outside, I'm going to drop on another small plastic washer and cupped washer, and then a nut. Then another large rubber and large cupped, followed by the large nut. I'm going to tighten the nuts up as much as I can by hand, and then I'm going to give them a little touch with the wrenches, but don't over tighten them. Now I can install the elbow connector for the washer fluid and then snug down the nut on the inside. Now slide your wiper onto your wiper arm. Then we can install it onto the vehicle. Before we install the wiper blade, I'm going to screw on this plastic cap here and slide this cap here over the nut. I'm going to install the blade onto the motor with the wiper blade parallel to the top of the window. And then I'll secure it down with this lock washer and a 13mm nut that came in the kit. Once again, just snug the nut down. The last thing we need to do out here is connect our hose to the elbow. It looks a little long. I think I'm going to trim it. From the inside, I'm going to slide on our washer fluid hose onto the back of the elbow. Sometimes a little spray lube helps it slide on easier. And then route the hose over top of the motor, over to the passenger side, and then we'll go down the tube once we get the wire harness in place. Now I can connect the harness to the wiper motor. And then route it along the top of the frame, down the passenger side, and then we'll secure it with some zip ties. I've routed the harness along the frame and zip tied it in place with our washer fluid hose. We followed the frame down here, went in behind this piece of plastic. I did have to remove a few plastic plugs so I could route the harness and the tube over here. This part of the harness will be plugged into our fuse box. The rest of the harness and our fluid hose will go to our tank. Now I'm going to route this harness down along the frame tube on the passenger side, underneath the floor, and up beside the motor. I plugged the harness into the fuse box here. I then routed the harness down behind the fuse box, right here. And then I kept following the firewall down from underneath the vehicle. I had to remove the small skid plate that was in this area here. Here's my harness coming from the front towards the rear. I'm going to follow the original wire harness and zip tie it to the original wire harness so that it does not get in the way of our drive shaft here. Then it comes up here with our original wire harness, route it along through the gap right there, and plugged into our tank. Same with the hose. The last thing I need to do is install my switch into the wire harness of the fuse box. Okay, now that I got fluid in the tank, let's give it a test. Wiper works. And there's the washer fluid. Perfect. And just like that, our wiper kit is installed. Make sure you zip tie up the wire harness nice and secure so it doesn't get caught anywhere. Go ahead and reinstall the skid plate, the hood, and anything else you may have taken out along the way. If you found this one useful, make sure you drop me a super thanks. It goes a long way to helping out the channel. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and click up here to check out the next video. This has been my windshield washer kit on the Honda Pioneer 1000. Ride safe.